Says come Monday, 4-2 win on Tuesday in Rochester. The Comets forced a decisive Game 5 in the North Division semifinal series against the Amerks. The teams square off tonight with the winner moving on, the loser packing up their gear for summer. This series now brings it back to Utica. We can find sports director Spencer Davidson live at the Adirondack Bank Center to get us ready.
Kristen, good evening. It all comes down to this. You can already feel the buzz here down around the Odd. Fans just starting to trickle through the gates right now. There were long lines of fans waiting to get in. People were tailgating in the parking lot despite the fact that it's kind of a gloomy day. This is it. Again, one team will see their Calder Cup hopes and their Calder Cup quest continue. One will see their season come to an end. This is the game that you dream about playing in when you're growing up, playing hockey in your driveway, in your basement, on the pond, whatever. Now the Comets came out on Tuesday in Game 4 with perhaps their best effort of the series from start to finish while facing elimination. That allowed them at least one more chance to play here in front of a whiteout crowd at the Odd as they enjoy the home ice advantage that they earned through their strong play in the regular season. The last time a Comets team went to a Game 5 was back in the first round in 2018 against the Toronto Marlies. That game was played in Toronto and Utica lost 4-0 to end the year. This time, the Comets have their home fans behind them, and head coach Kevin Dineen says he expects another great crowd, which he knows his players will feed off of.
Game 1 was awesome. I mean, I've said it. I was driving to the rink and you see the tailgates going on at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and you can hear a buzz before you head out for warm-up, and the atmosphere is just great. And I don't think that's just for the home team. I think the visiting team gets a little juice out of that as well. It's a great building to play in. They're knowledgeable hockey fans, and they make their presence known all in white.
The Comets will have defenseman Robbie Russo back in the lineup after he sat out in Game 4 while serving a suspension for a hit to the head in Game 3. That is certainly key. No official word yet on who is starting in goal, but after a 30-save performance in Game 4, I'd suspect that they go back with Nico Dawes. So this is it. Whoever comes out on top tonight will advance to face the Laval Rocket in the North Division Finals. Warm-ups are about a half hour away. Puck drop is coming up at 7. Here we go. It's exciting down here at the Adirondack Bank Center in Utica. Spencer Davidson, News Channel 2 Sports. Kristen, I'll send it back up to you from what is to be an electric Odd tonight.
All right. Spencer, thank you. I almost accidentally wore the opposing team's colors today. That would have been bad. Syracuse University's icon.
From the Sports Station, powered by Hamilton Orthopedics, Spine and Sports Medicine. Here is News Channel 2 Sports Director Spencer Davidson.
Good evening from an already electric Adirondack Bank Center in downtown Utica. We are getting ready for Game 5, the decisive Game 5 of the North Division semifinals. The whiteout is already brewing. Fans already ringing their cowbells. There's actually a lot of Amerks fans here as well. Now, the Utica Comets will take on the Rochester Americans in this winner-take-all contest, with the winner moving on to continue their quest for the Calder Cup, while the other will have to pack up their gear for the summer. With their backs against the wall, the Comets came out flying on Tuesday in Rochester, scoring the game's first 4 goals, with 2 coming from red-hot A.J. Greer, and they held on for a 4-2 win to stay alive and set up this winner-take-all contest tonight. The Comets cruised into a playoff spot and earned the top seed in the division going into the postseason, giving them home ice advantage for deciding games like this. The Amerks had a much tougher path, needing to win the final 2 games of the regular season just to get in. But none of that matters now. At the end of the night, one will advance, and the other will head home wondering what could have been. The Comets were able to stay alive because of a total solid team effort on Tuesday. Head coach Kevin Dineen said that they have to bring the same energy tonight in order to keep this run going.
The only way we've had success during the course of the season is when we play a structure and a tempo that is noticeable to how our team has success. And it's not, like I say, it's not 1 or 2 individuals going out and having that superhuman effort. Although we take that, it's a combined team mentality to play the right way, and it starts with our great culture in the locker room, and it carries into our practices, and it carries into our games.
Good news for the Comets. They will have defenseman Robbie Russo back in the lineup after he sat out in Game 4 while serving a suspension for a hit to the head in Game 3. Still no word yet officially on who is starting in goal for the Comets, but after a 30-save performance in Game 4, I would expect that the team goes back to Nico Dawes between the pipes. Here we go. Warm-ups about to begin in just a few minutes. Puck drop is at the top of the hour. We have about 3 hours to find out whether or not the Utica Comets season will continue or whether or not they will head home after tonight. Reporting from the Adirondack Bank Center, I'm Spencer Davidson, News Channel 2 Sports. I'll see you at 11 with highlights and more.
Thank you for joining us tonight. The Utica Comets were in a do-or-die situation. Game 5 of their Calder Cup playoff series with the Rochester Americans. They win, they face the Laval Rocket in the next round. A loss, and they go home for the offseason. After giving up the game's first goal, the Comets scored twice in a span of a minute in the opening frame to take a 2-1 lead. And they'd have that lead until the third period, when the Amherst scored 3 times to stun the Comets and the whiteout crowd at the odd. Rochester skates away with a 4-2 victory. They win the series 3-2 and will face the Rocket in the next round. The Comet season's come to an end. Sports Director Spencer Davidson will have full highlights for you and post-game reaction on News Channel 2 at 11 on WKTV. Longtime Oneida County Ace and Paulus, thank you for joining us. The Utica Comets were in a do-or-die situation. Game 5 of their Calder Cup playoff series with the Rochester Americans right here at home at the odd. They win, they go on to face the Laval Rocket in the next round. A loss, they go home for the offseason. It is your top story tonight. After giving up the game's first goal, the Comets scored twice in the span of a minute in the opening frame to take a 2-1 lead. And they'd have that lead until the third period, when the Amherst scored 3 times to stun the Comets and the whiteout crowd at the odd as Rochester skates away with a 4-2 victory. They win the series 3-2 and will face the Rocket in the next round. Comets season has now come to an end. Sports Director Spencer Davidson will have full highlights and post-game reaction for you coming up a little bit later on in sports.
From the Sports Station, powered by Hamilton Orthopedics Spine and Sports Medicine, here is News Channel 2 Sports Director Spencer Davidson.
Good evening. It all comes down to this. Game 5 of the North Division semifinals. The Utica Comets hosting the Rochester Americans, with the winner moving on and the loser packing up for the summer. To another wild whiteout at the Adirondack Bank Center. Comets fought off elimination with a win in Game 4 in Rochester, looking to do it again, this time at home and this time to advance. In the first period, Rochester controlling early on. Casey Fitzgerald from the point risks it on net through traffic, and it finds its way in. Amherst grab a 1-0 lead. Just 1 minute, 22 seconds later, Comets win an offensive zone faceoff. Fabian Zetterlund fires. That one pinballs over Amherst goalie Aaron Dell. Big response for Utica as they come right back to tie at 1. Zetterlund using the whole length of the ice to celebrate. Once the odd crowd gets going, so does the team. 49 seconds later, Joe Gambardella dishes to Alex Holtz, who rips it top shelf. Holtz's first of the playoffs. The odd erupts. It's 2-1 Comets. To the second, Amherst looking for the equalizer now. The dangerous J.J. Paterka with a mini break. Nico Dawes robs him on the backhand to hold the lead. It'd be 2-1 Comets after 2. In the third, Rochester on the power play. Arttu Ruotsalainen looks to center for Brett Murray, but it hits a Comet skate and goes in. Ruotsalainen will get credit for the goal. Bad bounce, and we're even at 2. 3 minutes later, Amherst back up ice. Sean Malone, lots of time. He makes it count. Snaps it blocker side on Nico Dawes. Rochester grabs the lead. Mark Jankowski would then ice it with an empty netter with 61 seconds remaining. The Comets and the whiteout crowd of 4,000 are left stunned as the Amherst win it 4-2, win the series 3-2, and eliminate Utica from the postseason.
Our management of the puck was a little bit sloppy as the game got into the second period, and we survived that. End up getting a goal on the power play. We never had an opportunity on the power play. So it was definitely an up-and-down series and an up-and-down game. We made some good saves early there, and at the end of it, the game winner is a tough goal against. I think our defenseman was in that screen, and in the playoffs, the margin of error is always very small. Our fans really came out and supported us. I think it got magnified during the playoffs, and
There's a lot of disappointment in our room, but we also are very aware that there's a lot of disappointment in the building.
They take it to us in the second, but we don't give anything up, and then the third's back and forth pretty even. It's power play goal, which they scored every game. So we look back, it's probably the series. Hopefully, a lot of the guys who are here and going to be up in New Jersey, and the younger guys learn from this.
Certainly a very tough loss on home ice. So the Amherst move on to face the Laval Rocket in the North Division Final, beginning in just a few days. After 72 regular season and 5 postseason games, the Comets season has come to an end. Well, on happier news on the ice, a former local high school hockey star is taking the next step in his career in order to try and realize his dream. Corbin Mealy, a 2021 graduate of Clinton High School, has signed to play junior hockey in the Eastern Hockey League with the Worcester Junior Railers. Mealy has been attending prep school for a post-grad year at Albany Academy this year, playing hockey, as he looks to get himself on the radar of college coaches. He said his goal is Division I, but is also interested in the Division III level with the right fit. A 5-year member of the Clinton varsity hockey team, Mealy was co-captain of the team and a multi-time Section 3 All-Star. I caught up with the former Warrior standout, where he said this is another step on his journey to get to where he wants to go.
I've been trying to get my looks and my name out there, and I had a couple options, and I felt Worcester was the best choice for me. So I was super excited to finally go out and skate with the team, get to meet the coach, the players that are there right now, and kind of see what it's like and see what it'll be like next year. It would mean the world. I've been working forever to get to this point, and the goal is Division I, Division III college hockey, and it'd just be awesome just to complete that goal and see all my hard work pay off.
Mealy will head out to Worcester in August for training camp. The EHL season begins in the middle of September. He said he's looking at a couple options at either physical therapy or possibly sports management as potential majors to study when he does get to college. Well, in the college baseball world,